Hi, I'm Jim Thomas. Welcome to Chicagoland's only outdoor show where you can be the winner. Today we're giving away hundreds of dollars in prizes, so stick around. Doing this program around the country for a lot of years now, and we've received a great deal of mail each week, for which we're very grateful. But one of the interesting things about this mail is the fact that all the letter writers are not really fishermen, or hunters for that matter. Yes, strange as it may seem, we find that some of our viewers enjoy watching the action segments of this show, even though they've never done much angling or shooting in their lives. And can you guess which type of fishing action exceeds all others when it comes to pleasing these armchair fishermen? Huh? Well, if you come up with saltwater big game fishing as your answer, you've won the blue ribbon, because that's exactly what the majority of these people want to see. Yes, they really dig the acrobatics and incredible display encountered when a big sword, sail, or marlin is hooked. And my friends, you're in for action aplenty when we show you the film answer we prepared for our first question today. And we'll get to all of it after this short break. Stephen R. Anderson of Indian Head Park, Illinois, sends our first question today, which reads as follows. You know, I'd really like to see some marlin and or sail fishing on your program. Although you've probably shown it, I'd appreciate it if you would show it again. Stephen, I've done a lot of big game fishing in my life, and I hope to do more of it. And as far as I'm concerned, South America offers just about the best there is, especially in those waters off Cabo Blanco, Peru.
Nothing different in the way of tackle or boat is required in the taking of the broadbill swordfish. The same type of standard deep-sea tackle will put you in business. The mate rigs a swordfish bait. Yep, that's a whole bonita. A big hook carefully laced inside gives you an idea of the sort of trouble our expert is looking for right now. The lookout spots one. There he is on the surface. Our expert gets into his battle gear and everybody goes into action. The bait goes over the stern. Will he see it? Will he take it? Will we hook him? At best, the odds are always 10 to 1 against hooking a sword and 100 or more to 1 against landing him. He hit it. Yes, he took it. Our expert strikes him. Is he still there? The line tightens. Yes, he's on. Our first broadbill. So darn mad, he tears up the surface. Though he's seldom bulldogs like most gladiators of the seven seas jump. Their swords are like battle axes that will slice the toughest steel leader. And their mouths are so tender that one extra hard pull, one mistake on the sword that might have been mounted on the wall back home will remain just an exciting memory. Sometimes it takes 6 or 8 hours of back-breaking struggle and all the work in the world to win a fight with a swordfish. Many experts never succeed. Even when he's finally brought in close to the boat, anything can happen, and usually does. It's not over yet? No, sir, not by any means. If he decides to go again, it may be hours before we get another glimpse of him, and the sharp line will slash through the mate's hands like a knife. But this time he was in to stay, but it took all hands to hold him. Finally, he's hauled aboard. Boy, oh boy, are we happy. Well over 400 pounds of angry violence finally subdued. Landing a swordfish with rod and reel is one of the most difficult feats in any kind of fishing. Yes, sir. Nice going, fella. But hold on, folk. Don't go away. Our experts are just getting warmed up on this big stuff. Wait till you see what this bait brings forth. There he is, a striped marlin, and a big one. All right, partner, swing that boat around. And the invitation to trouble goes overboard. From here, it looks like things are really going to happen. The bait rides the surface. He's after it. Look out, he's got him. Okay, gal, strike him hard. That's it, lady, you've got yourself tied on to a lot of fish. And you ain't seen nothing until you've seen a big striped marlin go into his acrobatic routine either. Yes, 300 pounds of fighting fury tearing up the surface of that water. Just look at him go. Man! Say, who said fishing was just a man's sport? Take a tip from me, gals, and don't let the old man kid you. It's as much your game as tennis or golf. Don't let him get the best of you, lady. Hang on and pull for all you're worth. Boy, oh boy, what a fighter. She's getting him in close now, but you're never sure of these big marlin until they're gaffed, and the rope is cinched around their powerful tail. And it takes block and tackle to haul him aboard. Yes, it seems impossible, doesn't it, that such a monster could be conquered by that little fishing line. Well, congratulations are certainly in order for this lady angler. But we're not stopping now. No, sir, we've still got that really big monster to get yet. But wait a minute. 2 marlin tailing on the surface. This is good luck. And without a moment's hesitation, our expert gets set for his second big battle of the day. The bait is tossed out, and the marlin are circled. Come and get it, big boy. One of them grabs it. And the hook is set. Away he goes and dusts up the water like a series of depth charges. Watch these amazing slow motion jumps, and this is really a big fish. 30 feet into the air. Wow! There he goes again. Hold on to him, fella. It's do or die now. This bruiser just won't tame down. What a show of streamlined beauty and fight. Is he ready to give up? Not by a darn sight. Even after an hour and a half of this, there's never a let-up. Has the leader, and the gaff is set. But even then, the monster puts on a grand display of fight and fury. What a scrapping finish he puts on.
How about that, huh, Stephen? Hope you have the chance to try it sometime. Meanwhile, thanks much for the question. Now here are your prizes. Daiwa's spinning combo, consisting of a famous Daiwa Regal spinning reel, which features AutoCast, 1-ball bearing, and the patented gyro spin system, along with a 2-piece Tri-Force X-Graphite spinning rod, strong, lightweight, and powerful with sensitivity to feel the lightest strikes. Daiwa, committed to total quality. And we will be back in a couple of minutes. Peter J. Kalovis of Chicago, Illinois, came up with an interesting question about the dark continent, Africa. Peter writes as follows. Do you have any film of exotic game in Africa? Now this is the next place that I want to see before I pass on to my reward. Well, Peter, when you start talking about Africa, you can include quite a number of exotic animals. There are a lot of wild creatures that have been placed on the endangered species list within recent years. Wildlife, I might add, that we used to take for granted as being fairly plentiful almost began to disappear overnight. Today, some of these animals exist only in zoos. Let's take a look at one African hunt for a rare animal, the Okapi.
An expedition of this type is anything but fun. 100 dangers await these adventurers. And even if they're fortunate enough to reach the land of the Okapi, there is no guarantee they'll see this rare and mysterious animal. For instance, here, our expedition encounters hordes of moths as the workers endeavor to portage the boat and motors overland. With tree limbs for carrying poles and native pygmies to help with the carrying, the unusual portage begins. The pygmy women, even though with babies, insist on helping the explorers lest they appear lazy and lose face with their men. So dense is the undergrowth of the Aturia forest that it took 2 full days to cover 6 miles from the pygmy village to the entrance of a cave. This cave, according to the natives, would take the group to the base of a waterfall, at the top of which was a river that would lead them to the land of the Okapi. With all the manpower, it was a tough job getting the boat and equipment up to even the mouth of the cave. And at this point, speculation hazarded that getting all this paraphernalia to the cave would be even tougher. And it was. Even though the beam of the boat was only 6 feet wide, it was extremely difficult to squeeze it through some of the small passageways in the cave. It was truly a back-breaking job. Two members of the expedition scouted ahead in an effort to locate a larger corridor to make the going easier. A black mamba, the deadliest of all snakes. Its bite has been known to kill in 40 seconds. But this fellow has dealt with the snakes of Africa before. And he nonchalantly scoops up this feared reptile and casually puts it in his old safari hat. But the possibility of stepping on sudden death or being bitten by one of the vampire bats that infest the cave was enough to make any man edgy. Leaving the main chamber, our party continues along the narrow, winding passage through the mountain. It's slow going, and all members have long since lost track of time. It took the better part of a day to travel a short distance through the cave under the mountain. There, the undergrowth was so dense that the pygmies had to go on ahead and clear a path. It required hours to negotiate the short distance between the opening of the cave to the base of the waterfall. And one look at the waterfall, and you understand why the pygmies called it the Stairway to the Sky. Difficult as the job may be to portage this boat up the waterfall, it would still be less difficult than trying to pull it up through the dense undergrowth. But it seemed impossible, even with all the manpower, to get that boat up those slippery ledges. So slippery were those slime-covered steps that a native was assigned to go on ahead to test every foot of the way. Several times the boat got stuck and poles had to be shoved under it to get it loose. Finally, after what seems an eternity, the last ledge is scaled and the boat has reached the top. The pygmies applauded defeat, and well they should. However, this is as far as they will go. They told the expedition before it began that they would not venture beyond the base of the falls except to help get the boat to the top. They elected to remain down below until the men returned, if they returned. And now there are three men who know not what dangers awaited them. Near the end of the river, the motors are cut and they begin to pull silently. Suddenly they saw the Okapi. For a moment they watched, scarcely daring to breathe. With extreme care, they approached the wariest of all animals, Okapi, a living fossil discovered only 60 years ago. This strange creature today has exactly the same appearance it had 15 million years ago. Its general conformation and coloration is that of an antelope, but it has the head of a giraffe, the ears of a donkey, the hindquarters of a zebra, and the long black tongue of an anteater. So rare and elusive are these okapis, so few captured that zoos will pay as high as $12,000 each. But our cameraman shot less than 80 feet of film when the Okapi disappeared as suddenly as they appeared.
By the way, Peter, that film was made a long time ago when I hasten to add that $12,000 was worth about 10 times plus that today. And even 10 million would not get you an Okapi today. Thanks for the question. Now here are some nice prizes for you. Daiwa's new Black Widow bait casting reel with your choice of right or left-handed retrieve, offering exceptional performance, matched with one of Daiwa's Triforce number 561 series bait casting rods, with many exciting features like a new reel seat designed for superior sensitivity and comfort. Daiwa, committed to total quality. We'll be back in a minute or two. Have time for one quick closing note from Alex Rowan, one of our 8-year-old viewers from Park Ridge, Illinois, and he simply wants to know, why does it seem that there are less fish to catch? It doesn't seem that way, Alex. It's a reality. There are less fish because there are fewer places in which one may go after them, and there are a lot more people fishing those few places. So the simple facts are that as it's a price we pay for the progress of a modern civilization. As more factories and more homes and the population expands, there are less wildlife habitat or places for fishing and hunting. So we just have to tell you that you're very perceptive to send in a letter like this. We want to thank you very much for it, Alex, and we're going to send you one of these little plastic lure boxes. We hope you can fill it with lures and that you'll catch a fish on every lure that's in this box. Thank you very much for the letter, and we hope you have continued good fishing. And maybe, by the way, you can get your dad to take you up to Canada. That's one of the exceptions to what I've just said. There are lots of areas left up there that are totally unspoiled, and they're like they were 100 years ago or 500 years ago. Good luck to you, Alex. Thanks for the letter.